Hello, salut, and buongiorno, and welcome to another episode of the Traveler's Haven podcast series, where we will be looking at all things true travel professionals need and need to hear. I'm still Sam, and I'll be your host for today. Now, we've had quite a few guests on recently to talk about a pretty plethora of topics. We've touched on some of the most major aspects of travel nursing and a lot of the associated factors that are at play. But today, I thought we should focus our attention on something very important. I wanted to talk about Canada. You see, for all the discussions we've had on travel nursing and landlordship, there's been one through line connecting them all: our beautiful and lush country. So diverse, yet so connected. A tapestry of so many different cultures all melding into one. In nearly every episode, I've mentioned that a benefit of travel nursing is getting the chance to see what each part of Canada has to offer, experiencing the differences no matter how small. Whether you're living in a small, local community and learning which sandwich shop serves the best bang for your buck, or fully embracing the beauty of nature that our country fights to preserve, the true merit of Canada is that you've still barely seen everything it has to offer. I think in celebration of Canada Day, it's time we do our best to look at the things worth seeing and living. Now more than ever, we need to understand what makes Canada great. So, where to start? I think the best place to start our journey is here, right where I am now, in Ontario. Though we aren't the biggest province in terms of landmass, we do have the most people, with nearly 40% of Canada's population being accounted for in Ontario. That should come as no surprise, though, when we remember that Ontario is home to the country's most populated city, Toronto, which is home to nearly 3 million people. And of course, let's not forget the country's capital city, Ottawa, with just a bit over 1 million people in that area. That isn't to forget the many amazing cities by the St. Lawrence River, each of which houses their own communities and styles: Cornwall, Prescott, Brockville, Gananoque, Kingston, and Oshawa, just to name a few. Once we move past Toronto, we find the cluster of Kitchener, London, Mississauga, and Windsor. Or we can move north towards the inland and see Sudbury and Thunder Bay. I think it comes as a surprise to no one that Ontario is the province with the biggest need for nurses. These last couple of years, we've seen a 40% increase in job postings for nursing in Ontario, because with so many people, we need just as many nurses to help. Fortunately, the province is not in such short supply with places to visit. In fact, there are enough places in the province to keep most anyone busy for years. What type of breakdown would this be if I failed to mention Toronto's biggest standout landmarks, Niagara Falls and the CN Tower, both of which provide tours of varying intensities? It's your choice whether you'll settle with just going near the falls, or if you'll go under, or if rising the tower is enough for you instead of attempting an edgewalk. Is your assignment not in Toronto? Then maybe you can visit Bruce Peninsula National Park. Are you closer to Ottawa? Then how about a boat ride tour of the Rideau Canal? What about an assignment by the St. Lawrence River? Well, you have to try out the Thousand Islands tour. But maybe you're a foodie over destination touring. If that's the case, you're set, because there isn't an assignment you'll take where you won't find Ontario classic beaver tails, butter tarts, or birch syrup. The food is so good, it's worth it alone. Now, there's a good chance that some of you are thinking, if Ontario is the number one province for travel nursing, then what comes in second place? Well, that would actually be Alberta. With so many distinct communities, travel nurses fill an especially important role by helping out the smaller rural areas one assignment at a time. And on top of plentiful assignment selection, the province itself offers some of the greatest sights to see. Alberta is a true example of how diverse Canada truly is, as each half of the province provides its own completely unique type of beauty. The northern region is seated in bustling boreal forests, and its southwestern border is ramped with stunning Alberta mountain forests. Yet somehow, The province's south region is also home to multiple different prairies that range on, or until you come across the Alberta Badlands, home to striking canyons and land masses. There are so many different jaw-dropping places to visit, I could barely name them all in this single episode. There's Marine Lake, Johnston Canyon, Athabasca Falls, Peyto Lake, Red Rock Canyon, Three Sister Peaks, and so much more. City-wise, you can likely already expect me to mention Calgary and Edmonton, which are the province's biggest ones. But there are also some smaller areas like the city of Red Deer, which is placed alongside Red Deer River, or Lethbridge, the city by the Great Canadian Rockies, or even Airdrie, and their annual Festival of Lights during the Christmas season. Each one is so different, it's hard to remember that they're all part of the same whole. That is, until you've eaten at any of the amazing restaurants serving Alberta's signature dish, bison. Have it as a tenderloin, as a burger, or even smoked. Or you can instead have another one of Alberta's signatures, honey. This may come as a surprise to many, but the province of Alberta is actually the 5th largest honey-producing region in the world, thanks in part to the overwhelmingly lush and lively plant life that bees have to thrive on. Next on our Canada Day tour, we'll turn our gaze to Alberta's westward neighbor straight into the breathtaking province of British Columbia. Known for its stunning mix of coastal cities, dense forests, and towering mountains, BC is where urban culture and natural beauty collide in perfect harmony. Whether you're winding through downtown Vancouver or kayaking off the coast of Tofino, this province knows how to leave a lasting impression. In terms of population, British Columbia stands strong as the 3rd most populated province in Canada, with over 5 million people calling it home. This level of density naturally creates a high demand for healthcare professionals, especially in major hubs like Vancouver, Victoria, Surrey, and Kelowna. Travel nurses will find no shortage of assignments here, with rural and remote communities particularly in need of support. Regions like Prince George and Terrace often rely on traveling nurses to maintain adequate healthcare services, while even urban centers are constantly seeking skilled professionals to meet their ever-growing needs. But what truly sets BC apart is the sheer variety of experiences packed within its borders. Craving nature? You'll find it at Pacific Rim National Park, where the wild coastline stretches beyond the horizon. Or up in Whistler, a premier destination for skiing, snowboarding, and alpine hiking. Prefer something urban? Then you've got Granville Island, Gastown, and the Capelno Suspension Bridge just waiting to be explored. And let's not forget the food. If you're assigned to Vancouver, make it your mission to explore the city's famed seafood scene, whether it's wild salmon or some West Coast crab. And for something uniquely BC, try a BC roll or indulge in a freshly picked Okanagan peach. No matter where your next assignment takes you in British Columbia, you're in for an unforgettable experience, one filled with meaningful work, incredible scenery, and just the right touch of West Coast charm. Next up, we move into the heart of the prairies, Manitoba. Often overlooked, this province is a hidden gem packed with cultural history, natural wonder, and a deep appreciation for community. From the vibrant capital city of Winnipeg, known for the Forks and the Canada Museum for Human Rights, to the quiet beauty of Riding Mountain National Park, Manitoba invites you to slow down and look closer. What makes Manitoba special for travel nurses is the strong sense of connection in its healthcare system. Many smaller communities, such as Thompson, Flin Flon, and Brandon, regularly welcome travel nurses, especially during seasonal population shifts and staffing shortages. There is consistent demand across emergency care, elder care, and northern outreach positions, often with built-in housing support or travel stipends. With its blend of city and remote settings, Manitoba provides an opportunity for travel nurses to truly make a difference while soaking up the serene landscapes, northern lights, and maybe even catching sight of a polar bear in Churchill. Now, let's take a short step west into Saskatchewan, a province that embodies the expansive spirit of the Canadian plains, with skies that stretch forever and a landscape dotted with wheat fields, lakes, and coulees. Saskatchewan's beauty lies in its quiet power. Cities like Regina and Saskatoon are modern, lively, and full of prairie hospitality, while smaller towns offer peace and a slower pace. For travel nurses, Saskatchewan provides steady demand in both urban and rural health networks. The province actively recruits nurses to support underserviced areas, particularly in Indigenous communities and northern regions, such as La Ronge and Meadow Lake. The Saskatchewan Health Authority frequently posts assignments ideal for travel nurses seeking meaningful, hands-on experience. And when the shift ends, you're never far from a place to explore, whether it's paddling through Prince Albert National Park, stargazing in Grasslands National Park, or enjoying the vibrant summer festivals in Saskatoon. As we head toward the Atlantic coast, we find ourselves in a region often described as the soul of Canada, the Maritimes and Newfoundland and Labrador. Each province in this cluster may be smaller in size or population, but together they hold some of the richest history, warmest communities, and most awe-inspiring coastal beauty in the entire country. Prince Edward Island may be Canada's smallest province, but it offers big charm. With rolling green hills, red sand beaches, and an unmistakable sense of tranquility, PEI is perfect for nurses seeking a slower pace with plenty of scenic rewards. New Brunswick, nestled right next door, offers bilingual communities, the famous Bay of Fundy tides, and thriving art scenes in cities like Fredericton and Moncton. As far as Nova Scotia, it's a perfect marriage of maritime legacy and modern culture. From the lighthouse-dotted coastline of Peggy's Cove to the bustling Halifax Harbor, it's a dream for those who love sea air and seaside living. And then there's Newfoundland and Labrador, rugged, dramatic, and full of folklore. Whether you're hiking along fords in Gross Mourne National Park or catching a kitchen party in St. John's, this province brings a sense of adventure you won't soon forget. Travel nurses are an essential part of the healthcare ecosystem in all four of these provinces. Many hospitals and health centers, particularly in rural and coastal areas, depend on traveling professionals to support long-standing gaps in staffing. Assignments are frequently available in emergency, home care, and geriatric services, often with incentives like housing support and travel reimbursements. The close-knit nature of these communities means travel nurses quickly become a vital and valued part of the local care teams. And with a slower pace of life, rich cultural roots, and an ocean never too far away, the East Coast offers both purpose and peace for those who answer the call. Of course, no cross-country journey would be complete without stopping in Quebec, a province that stands apart in all the best ways. With its deep francophone roots, rich cultural traditions, and blend of old world charm and modern flair, Quebec is a true original. Walking through Old Montreal feels like stepping into Europe, while Quebec City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, enchants with cobblestone streets, historic architecture, and the iconic Chateau Frontenac, perched above the St. Lawrence River. Quebec offers an entirely different flavor of travel nursing. Language plays a larger role here, making it an ideal destination for bilingual nurses or those eager to practice their French. The province has a strong public healthcare system and a continual need for nursing professionals, especially in regions outside major cities like Trois-Rivières, Saguenay, and Gaspé. There's a particular push for staffing in elder care, psychiatry, and community health, with many contracts in smaller towns that offer immersive cultural experiences along with competitive benefits. Outside of work, Quebec invites you to indulge, whether it's hiking through Mont Tremblant, ice canoeing on the frozen rivers, or exploring the province's vast national parks. There is no shortage of outdoor adventure. And if you're a foodie, prepare for some of the best, whether it's a classic poutine, tortilla, or a maple-laden treat from a local cabine escrit. Quebec doesn't just give you an assignment, it gives you a full cultural immersion. As we wrap up this journey from coast to coast, it becomes clear that what makes Canada truly remarkable isn't just its vast landscapes, bustling cities, or quiet rural towns. It's the people, the cultures, and the connections formed along the way. For travel nurses, this country offers more than just a job or opportunities. It offers the chance to become part of something bigger. Whether you're caring for patients in a remote northern clinic or grabbing a butter tart on a busy Toronto street, you're helping shape the health and heart of Canada. So this Canada Day, let's celebrate not only where we come from, but everywhere we have the chance to go. From the Atlantic to the Pacific and every quiet corner in between, this is Canada, diverse, resilient, beautiful, and always worth exploring. I've been Sam, this has been Traveler's Haven, and I wish you safe travels.